Boys and girls, I'm trying to find some more nursery rhymes for you here. I'll see if the computer works and I can find some more for you, boys and girls. Here's one. The Beetle and the Broom Straw. A robin and a wren, as they walked along one night, saw a big brown beetle on a broom straw. What the hell's a broom straw? Said the robin to the wren, what a pretty, pretty sight. How could that be a pretty sight? A beetle on a broom straw or a broomstick or a beetle on anything, you know? How would that be a pretty sight? What do they have, a sheltered life or something? Said the robin to the wren, what a pretty, pretty sight. That big brown beetle on a broom straw. So they got their plates and knives. I didn't know robins and wrens had plates and knives. Maybe they have a TV too and a cell phone. You know, maybe they have little beds that they sleep in at night, and maybe they have toys they play with, and you know, maybe they go to work and take a dump, wipe their ass. I didn't know that about robins and wrens. I like robins. I don't know much about wrens, except Ren 1010. That big brown beetle on a broom straw. So they got their plates and knives, their children and their wives. Say they got their plates and knives, and their children and their wives, and gobbled up the beetle on the broom straw. I don't quite get it. I'm sorry. Let's see. Here's one, a big fat potato. Let's see if we can get the stupid computer to work. All right, here we go, boys and girls. Fasten your seatbelts. Here we go. A big fat potato lay down on a clod. You know what a clod is, boys and girls? It's probably a dirt clod. Either that or someone that's an asshole and you call them a clod at school. I think you do. A big fat potato lay down on a clod in the shade of some burdock and tall goldenrod. Wasn't there a guy years and years ago that used to have ads on TV where he used to have a goldenrods or talk about his goldenrod and wild hickory nuts? I wonder if that's who they're talking about. A big fat potato lay down on a clod. A big fat potato lay down on a clod. Wonder what the potato does other times that he doesn't lay down on a clod. Maybe he goes to the park and swings himself on the swing, boys and girls. Maybe the potato goes up in the Ferris wheel of the park, you know, the amusement park. And I don't know what a potato does, to be honest with you. You know, they've got a lot of holes sometimes punched in them. Sometimes they have little things growing out of them. But I never really thought, until now, what a potato really does. Okay, a big fat potato lay down on a clod in the shade of some burdock. I don't know what burdock is. And tall goldenrod. I don't know what goldenrod is either. And he dreamed he were king of the whole garden plot. The whole garden plot. With a palace and a throne and a crown with a lot. With a palace and a throne and a crown with a lot. Do you know what a lot is, boys and girls? There's two things I know what a lot is. A lot is a piece of land that you build a home on. That's a lot. And then when you go to Australia and you go to a Dairy Queen or you know, some kind of Wendy's or something in Australia, and you ask for a hamburger, and if you say with the lot, that means that they put on a lot of stuff, including a fried egg. Have you ever had a hamburger, boys and girls, with tomato and lettuce and you know, mayonnaise and a fried egg on top of it? You know, some ketchup and mustard. It's beautiful. That's what they call the lot in Australia. You know, try it with the fried egg sometime on it. It's great. Okay, and he dreamed he were king of the whole garden plot, with the palace and throne, and a crown with a lot of jewels. Oh, I didn't read the next sentence. With a lot of jewels and diamonds and gold, till it shone like the front of a show when the lights are turned down. Or when the lights are turned on. He had to be minded by all of the plants. When he whistled, the radishes knew they must dance. When he whistled, the radishes knew they must dance. Why would they know that they're supposed to dance, boys and girls? If somebody went out in the garden and went over to the radishes and whistled, why would that be their cue to dance? I didn't know that. I didn't know radishes knew that. That was, you know, what they're supposed to do when someone whistles. You know? When he tooted his horn, the cucumbers must sing. Oh, I didn't know that, boys and girls. So you go over to the radishes and you whistle, and the radishes dance. And then when you toot your horn, how do you toot your horn? How do you have a horn when you walk through the garden? You know, maybe they're talking about farting. You know, that could be tooting your horn, couldn't it? So when you toot your horn, the cucumbers must sing. I didn't know that was their cue to sing either. I didn't know that, boys and girls. To a vegetable crowd gathered round in the ring. What ring are they talking about? Why is there a ring? What are they talking about? I thought vegetables were in rows. Didn't know they had a, I didn't know they grew in a ring. He made all the cabbages stand in a row, while a sunflower instructed them just how to grow. The bright yellow pumpkins he painted light blue. Now, why would you paint pumpkins light blue, boys and girls? Let's see. He made all the cabbages stand in a row, while a sunflower instructed them just how to grow. The bright yellow pumpkins he painted light blue, took the clothes off the Scarecrow and made him buy new. What did he do with the clothes that he took off the Scarecrow? And why did he take the clothes off from the Scarecrow in the beginning? Did he want to see the Scarecrow naked? Did he want to see what was under those ragged clothes? I think the guy's a pervert. He took the clothes off the Scarecrow and made him go buy new. How do you make a Scarecrow do anything? Huh? You'd be lucky to have that Scarecrow, walk. Let alone go down to the department store and buy new clothes. Let's see, took the clothes off the Scarecrow and made him buy new. He strutted and sputtered and thought it was grand to be king and commander over all the wide land. But at last he woke up with an awful surprise and found a blind mole kicking sand in his eyes. Oh, man. And kids are supposed to understand these things? I don't get it. I really don't get it. I just honestly I don't get it. Here's a cock and a bull story. The cock's on the housetop blowing his horn. The bull's in the barn a trashing his corn. The maids in the meadows are making of hay. The ducks in the river are swimming away. I'd be swimming away too if I saw all that sexual activity going on. I don't know, I don't get it. Let's see. Let's see what we can come up with here, boys and girls. Some of these I've never heard of before. This is one called A Good Boy. Isn't that nice, boys and girls? A good boy. I woke before the morning. I was happy all the day. I never said an ugly word, but smiled and struck to play. And now at last the sun is going down behind the wood. I thought the sun went down behind the earth. Here the sun's going down behind the wood. I wonder what it's doing behind the wood, boys and girls. I know what boys and girls do behind the wood and behind the fence, but I don't know what the sun does. And now at last the sun is going down behind the wood, and I am very happy, for I know that I've been good. What does being good have to do with the sun going down? If I could rely on the sun, I say, well, I'll be good when the sun goes down. You know, when the sun goes down behind the wood, behind the barn, behind anything, I'll be good. My bed is waiting, cool and fresh, with linen smooth and fair. And I must be off to sleeps and by, and not forget my prayer. I know that till tomorrow I shall see the sun arise. No ugly dream shall frighten my mind, no ugly sight my eyes. Well, for heaven's sakes. But slumber hold me tightly till I waken in the dawn, and hear the thrushes singing in the lilacs round the lawn. Well, you spoiled little brat. Oh, man. I don't get it. I really don't. Here's one called A Man and a Maid. There was a little man who wooed a little maid. Do you know what woo is, boys and girls? Woo is kind of something you do to entice somebody. You know, you say sweet things to them to, I don't know, try to get in their pants or try to, go out on a date with them. I don't know. It's called wooing, boys and girls. There was a little man who wooed a little maid. I guess they were both little, I guess they were both kind of, I don't know if they're midgets or what they were. They were little. And he said, little maid, will you wed? And she probably said, duh. Anyway, little maid, will you wed? Question mark. I have little more to say, so will you, yea or nay? For least did as soon as minded did. What the hell does that mean? The little maid replied, should I be your little bride? The little maid replied, should I be your little bride? Pray, what must we have for to eat? Should I be your little bride? Pray, what must we have for to eat? Eat, eat, eat. If that doesn't sound nasty, I don't know what does. Will the flame that you're so rich in light a fire in the kitchen? Or the little god of love turn the spirit, spirit, spirit? Whew. It's hard to rate some of this stuff, boys and girls. I don't get it. Maybe you get it. Maybe you can explain it to me, or I just don't get it. Here's a plum pudding. Flower of England, fruit of Spain, met together in a shower of rain, put in a bag tied around with a string. If you'll tell me this riddle, I'll give you a ring. I don't know. Some people think these are interesting for kids, you know? They go out and buy them at the store to read to their kids. You know, the kids think, what the hell? That's what I think. Here's a man with a nickel. A man with a nickel, a sword and a sickle. A pipe and a papper of pins set out for the nigger. That's what it says. I'm not kidding you. To capture a tiger, and that's how my story begins. When he saw the wide ocean, he soon took a notion it would be nicer to stay with his friends, so he traded his hat for a tortoiseshell cat, and that's how the chronicle ends. That's a man with a nickel. Oh, these are sure fun songs. These are sure neat nursery rhymes for kids, aren't they, boys and girls, huh? What a bunch of shit. Unbelievable. Here's one. I've never heard of these, to be honest with you, boys and girls. Barber, barber, shave my pig. How many hairs to make a wig? 4 and 20, that's enough. Give the barber a pinch of snuff. And these are children's nursery rhymes, boys and girls and ladies and gentlemen, you know. I don't get it. Not ladies and gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen. Guess there are gentlemen in there. Oh boy, well, let's see. You know, I'm embarrassed to read some of this stuff, but I'll do my best. You know, here's one called "Boys and Girls Come Out to Play." Boys and girls come out to play. The moon doth shine as bright as day. Leave your supper and leave your sleep, and join your play fellows in the street. What are they, a bunch of gang members? You know, they're not supposed to eat supper, they're not supposed to sleep, and they're supposed to meet in the street? Come with a whoop, and come with a call. Come with goodwill or not at all. Up the ladder and down the wall. A halfpenny loaf would serve us all, baby. Let's break into a bakery and, you know, steal a couple loaves of bread, maybe a cake, huh? You'll find milk and I'll find flour. And we'll have pudding in half an hour. Maybe you'll have a lot of things in a half hour if you keep this stuff up. I don't know. I don't get it. I mean, I'm trying to find some things that I can read, you know. I mean, I'm embarrassed to even to say some of this stuff, you know. It's just crazy. Here's one called Grandma's Spectacles. These are Grandma's spectacles. This is Grandma's hat. This is the way she folds her hands and lays them on her lap. Well, that's okay, I guess. Oh, boy. Let's see. Now my computer is not working, of course. Let's see. Let's see if we can find some other boys and girls, you know. Fingers and toes. Let's see, 5 little pigs. Let's read 5 little pigs. I don't remember 5 little pigs. Oh yeah, this little pig went to market. This little pig stayed home. This little pig had roast beef. This little pig cried wee 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 all the way home. Yeah, we know that one, don't we, boys and girls, huh? Yeah, that's a real cute one. Oh boy, we just laughed our heads off listening to that one. Yeah, I'll try to find one, one more good one here for boys and girls. It's hard to do. Let's see. Oh man, I mean the ones that I know, I can't even find here. Let's see. Yeah, I just, it's just hard to find a good one. Let's see. Here's the last one. I don't know. The Man in the Moon. The man in the moon came tumbling down and asked his way to Norwich. They told him south and burnt his mouth with eating cold peace porridge. The man in the moon came tumbling down and asked his way to Norwich. Why would he ask his way to Norwich for? What does the man in the moon care about Norwich, huh? They told him south, and he burnt his mouth. How did he burn his mouth when they said south? How does that burn someone's mouth? I don't get it. While eating cold peace porridge. If you eat cold porridge, that wouldn't burn your mouth. This nursery rhyme doesn't make any sense. These are either pornography, porno, or they don't make any sense. There's no lesson to be learned here, boys and girls. I'll tell you the lesson to be learned here, boys and girls, is not to read these nursery rhymes because they don't make any sense. They just don't make any sense, So stick to something that you can trust, Stick to something you can trust that means something to you. And, I would forget the nursery rhymes, But I hope that you had a good time, boys and girls. I have a good time reading these to you. I just wish that I could read better things to you because this is a bunch of horseshit. I can make it better poems than this myself, Maybe one of these days I'll make up some poems that I'll just make up from the spur of the moment, And I can do that. I can do anything. Look at this. I can do anything, and you can do anything, boys and girls. Don't ever think that you can't do anything, because you can do anything. You have your whole life ahead of you to be good and get a good job and nice car and girlfriend and boyfriend and all that kind of stuff. Don't give up. Don't ever give up because you can do it. If I can do it, you can do it. You might not do it as good as me, but you can still do it, baby. Hey, that sounds nasty, doesn't it? Huh?